We're going to be doing a Bison tips and tricks guide to help everyone on their M.Bison adventure. So I got 5 big topics that we're going to go over, and we're going to start off with knee press because that's going to be your new favorite move. So let's go over the basics with it. I'll mention some advanced things too in this guide as well. So as a Bison player, as you're spamming your knee press, when you land this thing, it's important to know all of your options so you can capitalize on it as much as possible. So you're +2 on hit on this thing, and the first thing is obviously throw. You definitely want to threaten a throw strike mix up at all times. So throw is the very basic thing you can do. However, you can also shimmy. And even if you're a beginner, all you need to do is just walk backwards in this case. Capcom gave Bison a backwalk shimmy on natural hit here. Very, very kind of them. So if I just walk back, the opponent will whiff their throw. Bison is just fast enough. So that's already a great mix-up there. Now, what do we do? What do we press when we shimmy? I've tried a lot of different buttons. Like, you could get a really big reward by just pressing heavy kick, you know? Heavy kick and then OD... knee press, slide. You can do a lot of stuff here, but I feel like heavy kick is a little slow. Like, you want to definitely not guess and just press heavy kick because you might get blown up. The opponent does like a delayed button. You can also go back heavy kick as well. You definitely want to go into something like this. But I personally have been using a lot of just medium punch, crouching medium kick. That seems to get the job done. So that way I don't have to worry how far the opponent gets hit. Like, sometimes you'll walk back too far like that and the back heavy kick will whiff, or maybe your crouching medium punch will whiff. So just stick to medium punch, crouching medium kick. For me personally, that's what I like to use. Now let's talk about blowing up people that mash after knee press. Who would be crazy enough to mash a light punch? Hold on, is this Chun-Li's 4-framer? Making sure. Yeah. So the basic you can do is just you can just do lights, like just go jab jab like this. That will blow up somebody from mashing, and then you can go into another knee press and start it all over again, like this. Or I like to check low. I like to go crouching light kick, standing light punch, because that blows up the button as well, and it stops the opponent from doing crazy things like trying to walk backwards out of it. Like it checks their toes, or just going crouching light punch, light punch. Do whatever is comfortable for you using light chains. Now, more advanced players are gonna do some crazier things. They're gonna do backdash sometimes. Like, they'll backdash, or they'll try to do like instant air moves. Like Jury will do jumping medium punch into dive kick, or Chun-Li will do instant air legs. So against that, that's where the mediums come into play. So let's say I hit with knee press, and then I press throw, and then all of a sudden Chun-Li does instant air legs, and then she gets a combo on me. So it makes it scary for me to press throw after. You can go double medium, or into OD knee press would be really good to blow that up, and it would blow up backdash as well. Let's show backdash. See how it catches them when they try to walk back or dash backwards. Or once again, you just use the lights, because if you press throw and they backdash, they might be able to punish you this way too. Like, I'm minus here. Depends on the character. So you can press mediums for a little higher risk but a bigger reward, or use lights, which is safer. Of course, you have enough time to see if they block after. So if you see them block, you know, you don't have to commit to anything. And you can even get some more pressure, right? Because they have to respect your button, then you can start, you know, your pressure game. There are some times where you'll hit your knee, because you're trying to space this thing out, right? More players are getting better at punishing knee press. So sometimes the player will recognize you're not actually in throw range after you land this thing. So they're going to try to walk back on you. So let me show an example of that. They'll walk back. In this case, you can go crouching medium kick to blow them up. And even if they block this, and continue to pressure them afterward. Okay, so that's just like the basics of knee press, but I think it's important for every Bison player to understand, you know, the triangle of strike, throw, shimmy, mix up. Okay, but there's more I could teach about knee press, some more advanced things. So one thing about knee press is that when you're using this thing, definitely want to recognize the counter hits and punish counters, because you get better rewards. So if you see the counter hit, you're +4. So you can go into a light, into another knee press, and then you can start the mix from here and get a little bonus damage. I personally like to go light kick into the back fist combo, the Psycho Mine, because it's even though it's puts me out of the mix situation, the mine is very strong. It's something you definitely want to get every time that, as a Bison player, you're aiming for throughout the match. Use light kick though, because light kick has less pushback and it's more consistent. Sometimes if you're really far, this is actually going to drop. I can show it here. Right there, see it dropped? That's when you use light kick. Light kick is more consistent. And then when you land punish counter, you get a massive reward. And punish counter with knee press is actually pretty common, which I'll show you guys. So what you can do is you can you're +6, which is perfectly enough time to get a crouching medium punch. And that goes into OD knee press. So big combo, big damage. You can get a heavy mine, or you can drive rush into crouching fierce into the heavy mine again, a little bit more damage there, or you can drive rush into target combo and you can go into the light mine for a corner carry. So definitely want to recognize that. The reason I said this is actually pretty common is because knee press actually blows up lows. So if you got characters that are using those pesky crouching medium kicks on you, just knee press them. If you see them doing a lot of low forwards, blow them up. They try to do it, stick this out, you're gonna get a massive punish. I noticed I get it a lot in the corner too, against a lot of people that do like wake up, crouching, medium kick, and so on. Another thing too is like if somebody does a reverse on you and you block it, you could actually do some mad damage with the heavy knee press. Most of the time, Bison players aren't using heavy knee press because it's harder to space, it goes further, and of course it's slow. Easy to neutral jump. But you can actually use this thing as a punish. So let's say Chun-Li does like a reversal. So if you knock down the opponent, or in any case where you bait the reversal, and you're not like quite in front of them, or you just want something that's easy to remember, you can go heavy knee press punish. And when you do that, it's massive damage. You're getting 1440 damage, and you get another knee press right after. Just massive damage. It's a really good punish against a lot of characters. If they have the mine on them, they're dead. They're toast if you hit them with this combo, right? Because you can go into the OD Psycho Crusher, and then, you know, the combo you guys seen a million times that Bison players do. Another cool thing about knee press is that it blows up some armor moves. So a lot of characters will have armor on some attacks, but it's armor only on the upper portion of their body. But it's not the lower portion. And that doesn't mean you have to hit them with a low attack. It just means you have to hit them in that area to blow up the armor. So knee press conveniently blows up the lower part of the armor, which is great. So things like Zangief's Heavy Punch or Marisa's Gladius, for example. Just be careful against Zangief because, you know, if the Zangief player is crafty, he can hit you with a sacred unknown move. Anyways, yeah, Marisa Gladius, same thing. Knee press will blow it up because it hits on the lower portion. And then don't forget, you get a counter hit. So don't forget to convert if you do happen to bait it. Very nice. Eventually, you're going to play against someone who's very scared of knee press, a little too scared. So they're going to start jumping like this on you. You have some options. If you're really close to them, you can simply just press heavy kick. Heavy kick has an anti-air hitbox, so you just whack them like that. If they're a little bit farther and you want a bigger punish, jumping medium punch is like the ideal thing you want. Massive damage, and you can convert after. Or you can go into like Psycho Crusher. Even heavy Psycho Crusher. Massive damage and put them in the corner for jumping like that. If they're really, really far like this, raw Psycho Crusher. Since this is an anti-air as well. And on top of this, I think you can get a level 3 on... If you do the OD version, actually. I don't think the light version works from that far. Yeah, you can level 3 them for that. Another thing you can do is you can do raw super. If you got the reactions for it. You just gotta be a little careful. Level 3, I think, would be ideal if you want a massive punish. You know, Chun-Li's jump's a little floaty here, so it's a little easy to do on Chun-Li, but if you're on point and you're ready for it and someone's jumping too much, that's one way to do it. For doing supers, honestly, this is more advanced, but you can do an option select that. After you land knee press and you press throw, you have enough time to option select and verify if they jump backwards, and then you can hit them with a super. So, like I said, it's a little bit more advanced, but you should know this. So let's say Chun-Li does a backward jump on hit. And I press throw here. See, I can see her jumping backwards. You have enough time to level 1 them, or level 3 them. Chun-Li's a little weird because once again she's got a floaty jump. But this should work. She shouldn't be able to block it. Against like a normal jump, I mean, Chun-Li, you can still do it. You just have to time it better. But against like, you know, a normal character, you could just do the super as soon as you can. And this will work with level 3 as well. So this is really great against like really defensive players. You can blow them up. All right, that was a lot on knee press, man. Number 2, anti-airs and anti-zoning. This is obviously basic, but it's also very important for Bison since he has no reversal. Your defense needs to be on point. Bison's go-to anti-air would be crouching heavy punch. It has a fantastic hitbox in this game. It is so good. It's even better than Bison's crouching heavy punch in Street Fighter V, and definitely better than Marisa's. It's really good because Bison's crouching while he's doing it. And the only downside is like, you know, against like dive kicks, it's hard because it's you know, it's a little on the slow side. It's 10 frames. But yeah, this should be your general go-to. If the opponent tries to cross you up and he's like point blank, especially when it's in the corner, you know, and someone like jumps over you like this, you could still use crouching heavy punch. It'll stop a lot of cross up attempts. Let's say like you're throw looping someone in the corner, right? And then you press throw and then they try jumping out. Like I'm throw looping and then I press throw and I see they jump. You have enough time to crouching fierce them. Very nice. I wouldn't go as far as say it's a mini flash kick, guys, but it's just a reliable anti-air, which I was a little worried about. Another cool thing is since you're doing a crouching heavy punch, you'll most likely have a down charge. So if you're expecting it, you can go into like head stomp, for example. You can actually cancel this because the crouching heavy punch is cancelable when you hit this on the early active frames, not the late. So if you enter like this, you won't be able to cancel it. I'm hitting with the tippity tip. But if you hit it deep, which is ideal after a cross up, you can go on like head stomp and you can like keep them in the corner, for example. It's actually quite good. Another thing is if you land a counter hit with this, I wouldn't recommend this, but you never know. It's good to have the knowledge of this. They're in a juggle state, so I can like combo. They see how where you get it's knocked to the ground. You can like cancel this into like a Psycho Mine, for example, a back fist combo. Like this. And you can even go to like super after. Okay, more anti-air stuff. So against opponents that jump a little far from you, like this range, crouching heavy punch is good if they stick out a button, but sometimes against characters like Mano or Zangief that have really shallow jumps, heavy kick is also another amazing anti-air that hits further away than crouching heavy punch. It's a little on the slower side. It's 13 frames. But it is a great one button anti-air. So if you recognize your opponent's jumping from really far away on you, heavy kick's your go-to. And finally, Psycho Crusher is an anti-air. All 4 versions of Psycho Crusher, light, medium, heavy, OD, all have anti-air invincibility during the beginning frames. So the opponent jumps at you and you happen to have a charge, you can get a fantastic anti-air that you don't have to worry about because of the speed of the crouching heavy punch and standing heavy kick. It's great against like Cammy dive kick, for example. Actually, I might as well just show you guys. So if Cammy does something really fast, like OD dive kick, you can do light Psycho Crusher. Like this, see? Really good. Or you can go OD, it doesn't really matter. Like I said, it has invincibility. And on top of that, you can go into super because it's a special move. So a lot of players have to respect you when you're in that down back charge. And I already showed you guys if the opponent likes to neutral jump from far away, Psycho Crusher can also blow that up. A little more advanced, you can cross-cut the Psycho Crusher, but it's a little weird to explain. You have to charge, and then when the opponent has fully jumped over you, you have to press the same direction that you were charging and then punch. So in this case, I'm on the left side of the screen. I charge down back, and as Cammy jumps over me, I press back punch, even though, you know, normally I'm supposed to press forward punch. So it's kind of weird. I'll show you what it looks like. This could be useful in clutch situations, especially because, once again, you can combo your Psycho Crusher into a super. So one thing I just realized just now is that if you're standing too close to the opponent, like point blank, it's much harder to do. So you want to make sure you're standing just a little bit away from, like at this distance. And then that way, when Bison turns around, you have more time to hit them. But like I said, in a clutch situation, you can go into your level 3, which could be quite nice. Alright, let's talk about anti-zoning now. Bison has some amazing anti-zoning tools. First, you should know is that normal Psycho Crusher can actually eat one hit of a fireball. So it won't work against OD fireballs or multi-hitting fireballs. So if Akuma like charges up a 2-hit fireball, it won't eat the 2 hits. It'll only eat 1, as you can see. There we go. Another thing to keep in mind is that it only has projectile invincibility during the middle of the move. So it's not something that you can just react to if you see the opponent throwing a fireball and just like do it right away. It won't be fast enough. So this is more of a hard read. Kind of think of it like Kami's heavy spin knuckle. You think they're going to throw a fireball and you throw a Psycho Crusher. Even with that, though, I would not recommend going for it because Psycho Crusher, normal Psycho Crusher, is just way too unsafe on block. This thing is like minus a billion, minus 17. So it's very, very risky. I would only do this if they have the Psycho Mine on them, because in that way, at least the Psycho Crusher is safe if you think they're going to throw a fireball. But that doesn't mean Bison doesn't have an answer, though. OD Psycho Crusher is amazing for stopping fireballs because it's not... It doesn't eat the fireball, it's invulnerable to it. And it starts up right away where you can see it and react to it every time. And then on top of that, it's safe, it's -3 on block, and you can cancel it into your super. It's so good, dude. It even goes through things like Rashid's level 2. It's completely projectile invincible, so it doesn't matter if it's Rashid's level 2 or Ed's level 2, this thing will go through everything. It is amazing. Now, keep in mind that even though I said you can react to fireballs and do this on reaction, it still has a tiny bit of startup to it where, let's say the opponent knocks you down and then you try doing like wake up OD Psycho Crusher, it won't work, as you can see. Like if it's right next to you as you do it, there's just a tiny bit of startup, but for the most part, it is very strong. If you don't have meter, you don't have charge, another great option is straight up using your level 2. Your level 2 can go full screen. It's completely invincible. It hits on both sides, and if you see someone being very careless for projectiles and they're looking for you charging that OD Psycho Crusher, don't forget level 2 is a great option. Like even against Guile's Sonic Boom, you can on reaction do this. Like if anyone who's a projectile has to respect you if you're charging, and it'll go right through everything. The amount of invincibility frames this thing has against projectiles is nuts. So yeah, no one can zone out Bison if you have charge. Go right through him, or if he's absolutely full screen, you can go into your level 3, or you can go into your level 2. All great options. Alright, tip number 3, Psycho Mines. Let's talk a little bit about Psycho Mines. So one thing that might not be obvious to a lot of people is the strength of the Psycho Mine actually matters on both the knock-up and the Oki. So what I mean is, if you hit someone with a light Psycho Mine, the amount of frame advantage you get afterwards is better the heavier the back fist combo. So in this case, I do the light back fist combo. They get knocked far away. I'm plus 24. Medium, they get knocked far away. I'm plus 23. The medium one in particular is lower. But anyways, and then the heavy version is plus 31. So landing the heavy one is definitely ideal. I'm plus 12 after a normal dash. And another great example, let's say like I want to drive rush after on the opponent. So let's say they do like wake up crouching light punch. I do light Psycho Mine, I try to drive rush them. Or I try to overhead them like this. You can see they could jab check me, right? But if I do the heavy version of Psycho Mine, they won't have enough time. I have too much frame advantage, so I can blow them up. They have to hold that, which is really good. And then on top of that is the knock-up, the explosion from this. So after you land the mine, the strength of the next back fist combo also matters on the knock-up. So let's say I do any mine, any strength, and then I hit light cycle mine after, like this. See, they get knocked up in the air. I don't have enough time to do anything. It's not knocked up high enough. But if I land the heavy version of the back fist combo after the mine is already planted, they get knocked up really high. And then look, now I can land my supers. I can land my level 3. I can even get a dry rush conversion, which I'm not sure exactly what to do, but I'll have to lab that later. But, you know, I can dry rush and then go into another heavy mine if I want to, for example. But even landing the light cycle mine is very useful because you can get a meaty light cycle crusher. Let's say I do this and I can go into light cycle crusher. Obviously, if they get hit, they explode. If the opponent blocks, I'm +6 in front of their face in throw range. But let's say the opponent tries to wake up and do drive impact, for example. If you do a light cycle crusher specifically, you should have enough time to DI them back. And keep in mind, this also works if they don't back rise. Let's say they quick rise up in place. You still should be able to land the DI in time. So that's a great starting setup for Bison players. If you land the mine, doing a light cycle crusher is really, really good. You don't have to drive rush and spend more bar if you don't want to. I wasn't going to mention this, but I'm going to mention it. Cycle mine stuff in the corner, I think, is really important as well. There's a lot of cool setups you can do. So let's get the opponent to wake up jab. Now, because all the cycle mines have different startup or different Oki, it's important to know all your setups from them. And I'm still learning them myself, but I can give you some starting points. If you land the light version in the corner, you can whiff a standing light punch into back heavy kick, like this. And that will blow them up. And then you can, you know, since it's a counter hit, I could do crouching medium punch. You always want to go into OD Psycho Crusher because obviously the big punish that you get for it. At the same time, if they, you know, wake up throw, I have enough time to walk back. At least I think I do. Yeah, I have enough time to walk back and shimmy them. And if they press a button, you can blow them up. Or, of course, you can just simply whiff and then throw them. You might have to delay the throw very slightly because let me see the advantage on this. I'm +7. Yeah, you gotta delay that throw just a tad, but it shouldn't be too hard to eyeball. After the medium Psycho Mine, the back fist combo, you can actually get a perfect auto-timed overhead, which is amazing. You're actually +5 after. And then you can combo after it naturally without a counter hit. Jab, jab. And then you can do a bunch of things from here. You can go into knee press while they still have the mine on them. You can go into OD back fist combo like this. And land another back fist combo, which can go into super. That's pretty sick. Or you can get really fancy. This is a little bit more advanced, but you can get a little bit more fancy and spend all your meter. Like that. That will cost all your meter, but it's a great finisher. Very threatening for an overhead. That's massive damage for an overhead setup. And then the heavy mine, we actually get a 4-dash back heavy kick. Back heavy kick, like I said, is ideal because it has like no pushback and it's +1 on block. So if the opponent tries to do wake up jab, same thing. Dash forward, back heavy kick, blows them up. And I can also get, if I put them to throw instead. Actually, I don't even know if this works. Let's find out. Dash forward, walk back. Yeah, that still shimmies. And then, of course, dash forward and throw. And then I think if you hit him with like an air mine, it's going to vary on the timings. But dash forward, back heavy kick will still work in some situations. And if you happen to hit them really low, maybe you have to do that whiff light punch like I was talking about. Experiment. Like I said, I'm still learning it myself. Alright, tip number 4, button stuff. Bison's buttons are really good, and there's some subtle things that you should know about using his favorite buttons. The first is heavy punch. This is a really good one-hit confirm. So if you ever land this thing, you actually have enough time if you set the block to random to confirm this into super if you recognize it hitting. Oh, I didn't do it. Like that. Basically, every time you press heavy punch, you can buffer the motion of your super. And if you recognize it being hit, you press the button and you can get a super. But heavy punch in general is really good. Even if you can one hit confirm it, if you land a counter hit with this thing, it links in the crouching medium punch. So you can go into your OD knee press. If the opponent blocks it, you're still +1, so you can do like a throw, you can do a frame trap after, or you can be really annoying and go back into another heavy punch if you want, or back heavy kick. If you land a punish counter with this thing, same thing, you can go in the crouching medium punch if you're close, but if you're really far, let's say you whiff punish with this, something really far with this, you can drive rush low strong. And actually, a little bonus tip I forgot to mention with the mines is that the strength of the mine is usually combos into the strength of the button you use. So the lights combo into the light mine, and the mediums combo into the medium, and the heavy, and so on, right? However, the standing medium punch specifically can cancel into the heavy mine. This is really important to know. So you're capitalizing on getting the best back fist combo. So in this case, the reason I'm showing this is that if you get a whiff punish and you go drive rush crouching medium punch, instead of doing the whole drive rush combo like this and then going only into the medium mine, I would recommend stopping it short on standing medium punch and going into the heavy mine. Like this. And that'll give you, you know, the best Oki possible that you can. Medium kick is insane. You guys don't need me to tell you that. You guys know. This is great for blowing up lows as well. Heavy kick, even though this is not normally a whiff punish button, this is normally, you know, for combos or anti-airs. If you do happen to land a punish counter with it, for whatever reason, you get a dash up, crouching heavy punch into OD knee press, and it actually gives you a unique combo where you can go forward heavy punch into slide for some good corner carry. So there might be some particular buttons that heavy kick could be quite rewarding if you know when to use it, because it's a slow button, right? But yeah, maybe experiment and see what you can get away with. Now back heavy kick, pretty much the same thing with standing heavy punch. It's the same idea. It's +1 on block, no pushback. You can do this forever. 0 pushback. In fact, he pushes forward, but yeah, forever. You're +1 each time. Same thing, threaten throw, threaten frame trap. If you land that frame trap, you'll get a counter hit, crouching light to crouching strong like this. And of course, you can shimmy if they think you're gonna press a throw. Counter hit is same thing. It goes directly into crouching medium punch. So just like the heavy punch does, it's important to know this, because your OD knee press is ideal to combo into. All right, finally, tip number 5. Oh, I'm so happy about this after playing Akuma for a while. Side switch stuff. Bison has great side switches. So let me show you the go-to ones that I like to use. So if you land a DI in the corner, you can simply just OD knee press. Or not knee press, sorry, head stomp. OD head stomp. So I got knee press in the mine, and you go into light back fist combo, and it's perfect. You got the mine on them, side switch, you're right in front of their face. It's a beautiful thing. You can even go into super if you want. If you want to. So it's Bison has fantastic side switches. Only takes 2 bar. If you don't want to spend bar, or you only want to spend 1 bar, I guess you could do something like this. Into level 2. And then you side switch this way. And then you get a dash forward on level 2. I think you're like +4. Let's see. Yeah, you're +4 in front of their face. So you can go like, you know, crouching light punch, crouching medium punch would be really, really good. But before we end it, guys, I'll give one more bonus tip like I usually do. And that is knowing M.Bison's maximum damage punish for reversal if you have the mine on them. I'm sure you've seen this combo a million times, but I should explain it just so everyone's aware of it. I mean, at this time, maybe someone's found something better, but If you ever land the mine on someone and you have full meter and you block a point blank reversal, they are dead. So let me show a combo here. I should probably do this on Akuma. We'll do Blanca, just keep things fresh. So I'll just land a light mine on him and they whiff a reversal. Let's just say I'm like close to them. You can go standing heavy kick, punish counter. And then after you press standing heavy kick, you immediately charge an OD stomp. Like this, and you wanna go down as fast as possible. Now this is where it gets really weird. You're gonna do an OD Psycho Crusher right after, but when you do it, you need to slightly, for a single frame, walk forward. So instead of pressing forward and 2 punches at the same time, you press forward then 2 punches after the other. And what this is gonna do is it's going to allow me to gain a pixel of drive meter, which will give me 1 more bonus OD move. So look at my drive meter for a second. I'll show you what this looks like normally. You see how there's like a tiny amount of drive meter at the top of the screen? If I didn't do that, it would just be, you know, equal to... Man, I can't even do it like on purpose now. Oh yeah, because I'm walking forward. Yeah, right there. See how it's just too even? You don't want that. That's when you know you're gonna not spend as much meter. So, I'll show you the whole sequence here. See how much damage you get. There we go, we got it. And you can see I get that one last OD back fist because of that pixel of meter. So without doing any starting combo, just this combo alone, 8,050 damage. Akuma is dead, but you know, I wanted to mix up, so we did it on poor Blanca. Most reversals are going to leave the opponent right next to you, so you can do that combo, but I think it's fun for every Bison player to know if they want to, you know, post a Twitter clip or something. That's it, guys. That's a wrap. I'm still learning the character myself, so if I get any good updates or anything, I'll do my best to update the guide and release another one in the future. As well as, you know, the complete Bison guide and combo stuff as things get optimized. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you find any of these tips useful, be sure to drive rush the subscribe button, knee press the like and the bell, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.